Peter Charles here, and let's talk about how some Voigtländer lenses focus past infinity and why that's not a problem and not a design flaw. Okay, a few days ago I got a comment on one of my videos, my Voigtländer lens videos, that the lens this gentleman owned focused past infinity. So I was wondering if that's a problem. Well, it isn't. And let me show what's going on with some of these lenses, specifically the Noktons. Okay, here I have my 50mm lens, and you will see that the infinity symbol has a little line below it, like a letter L on its side. And you notice where the dot is, which indicates where I'm focusing. Well, you notice it's not square in the middle of the infinity sign. Where the dot is roughly where infinity is. And what that line means is infinity can be anywhere in that line. So that's important to know, that this line is variable, basically. It's saying infinity is variable. Why is that? Well, it's for temperature reasons. Okay, for example, here's the 35. And you see it has also one of those little lines as well. Let's look at the 23. And it has the same thing. It has a little L on its side, which indicates the infinity is somewhere in that range, except it's smaller than the 35. However, when you look at this 27mm Ultron, you'll see it has no line. And when you focus it, it goes right to the middle of the infinity symbol and stops there. So the dot, the focusing dot, is right on the middle of the infinity symbol. And when we look at the 18mm color scope R, it's the same thing. The infinity stops right in the middle of the infinity symbol. That's where it stops. So you can see the Ultron and the color scope R don't have that little line, and your infinity is a hard stop, and it does, I checked it, it does go to infinity, bang on, right in the middle of the infinity symbol. So what's going on here is in lenses where you have a need to correct for temperature, that they can affect the infinity stop, you're going to have that little L on its side that suggests that you have to find the infinity somewhere in there. And in lenses where temperature change isn't a problem, then they can put the hard stop right on the infinity symbol. Now, the thing that's important is I've checked all 5 of these lenses, and they are accurate in terms of the focusing distance scale. So 1 meter or 3 feet is 1 meter or 3 feet. It's bang on. I've done some bench testing. There's no variation in the distance scale. So it's not a flange distance problem. For example, this TT Artisan's 25mm f2 has a flange distance problem. So not only will it not focus properly at infinity, but it doesn't focus according to the distance scale. So when I'm at 1 meter, I'm actually closer to 0.8 of a meter, which isn't good. That tells you when the distance scale is off throughout the range, that tells you you've got a flange distance problem. You don't have that issue with the Voigtländers. Their distance scale is accurate, which means when you're looking at one of these Noktons that have that little L on its side, and you're not being able to focus to infinity when you rack it all the way over, that's by design. It's not a flaw. So you're going to say to yourself, well, that screws up my photography when I want to go to infinity. Well, it shouldn't. I mean, I never noticed this when I was reviewing these lenses earlier, because I never just simply rack a lens out to infinity and forget about it. I'm always focusing. So, and plus most of my subjects are less than infinity anyway. So as a consequence, I never really noticed this issue. It's not a problem. It's by design. And if you look through some old zoom lenses or longer telephotos, you'll see that same L on its side or something equivalent that tells you infinity somewhere in here, but we can't be sure because temperature will cause some variations in how the lens reacts. So if you've had some infinity focusing issues with Voigtländer Nokton lenses for X-mount, There's your explanation. It's not a problem. It's by design, and just get used to focusing. I mean, really. I mean, just get the camera up, focus it, and you're fine. Cheers.